Welcome to Iberia, I am Wolf, and today we'll be traveling to ancient Rome to the time of the Social Wars, a crucial event in ancient Roman history that fundamentally changed the way the Romans governed over Italy, and an event that paved the way for the Roman Empire. The Social Wars, also known as the Italian War, took place from 91 to 88 BCE and involved a series of uprisings by Italian allies of Rome who were seeking greater rights and citizenship. To understand the Social Wars, we need to go back to the Roman Republic, a time when Rome was expanding its territory and forming alliances with neighboring cities and peoples. The Romans were skilled at creating alliances and using diplomacy to maintain their military power, but these alliances were not always equal. Usually, the Romans would offer their allies protection and assistance in return for their loyalty. However, these allies, who were mostly non-Roman, did not enjoy the same rights and privileges as Roman citizens. They were subject to Roman laws and taxes, but they had no say in the Roman government and could not hold public office. This unequal treatment created growing resentment among the Italian allies, who were increasingly frustrated with their second-class status. They began to demand equal treatment and citizenship, but the Romans were reluctant to grant citizenship for fear of losing control over Italy. The Roman government was also dominated by the patrician class, a small group of wealthy and powerful families who controlled most of the political and economic power in Rome. The patricians were not interested in sharing their power with the non-Roman allies, who they saw as inferior and less worthy. The tension between Rome and its Italian allies continued to escalate with several incidents of violence and unrest. And eventually, the situation reached a boiling point, and the Italian allies began to organize a plan to rebel against Rome. In 91 BCE, a group of Italian allies led by the Marsi decided to take matters into their own hands and revolted against Rome. This sparked a wave of uprisings throughout Italy, and soon Rome found itself at war with its own allies. The Social Wars were some of the bloodiest conflicts in Roman history, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Italians were well organized and well equipped, and they put up a fierce resistance against the Roman legions. While Rome emerged victorious from the conflict, it came at a great cost in terms of lives and resources expended. The war also exposed the weaknesses and limitations of the Roman military and forced the Romans to reassess their approach to governing Italy. One of the most significant outcomes of the Social Wars was the granting of citizenship to all Italian allies who had not rebelled against Rome. This was a major concession by the Roman government, as it meant that a large number of non-Romans were now considered full Roman citizens. This decision had far-reaching consequences for Rome and its empire. It helped solidify Roman control over Italy by giving the non-Roman allies a greater stake in the Roman system and reducing the potential for future uprisings. It also marked a significant shift in the Roman Republic's approach to citizenship and governance, and paved the way for further social political reforms. It meant that Rome was no longer a city-state, but a multi-ethnic empire. The extension of citizenship led to a significant increase in the number of people eligible to serve in the Roman army, which helped to strengthen Rome's military power. In 88 BCE, the year after the end of the Social Wars, the legendary tribune Gaius Marius passed a law that allowed any Roman citizen to join the army, regardless of their social status. This helped to break the stranglehold of the patrician class on political power in Rome and gave more people a stake in the political system. This was particularly important as the Roman Republic faced increasing threats from external enemies, such as the Germanic tribes and the Kingdom of Pontus. One of the most important military reforms was the reorganization of the Roman army. Before the war, the Roman army had been made up of legions which were composed of Roman citizens. However, during the Social Wars, the Roman army had to rely heavily on non-citizen troops to fight the Italian rebels. As a result, the Roman authorities decided to create new legions made up entirely of non-citizens, known as the Socii, or allies. These new legions were organized along the same lines as the Roman legions and were equipped with similar weapons and armor. They were also given the same training as Roman soldiers, which made them effective fighting forces. The Socii legions played a crucial role in the Roman army for many years after the Social Wars, and their success paved the way for further military reforms in Rome. These reforms ultimately helped Rome to maintain its status as a dominant military power in the Mediterranean world. Overall, the social wars were a turning point in Roman history, marking the beginning of a new era in which Rome was no longer a city-state, but an empire. The decision to grant citizenship to all Italians was a bold move that helped to strengthen Rome's military power and paved the way for further political and social reforms in the centuries to come. Well, now that you know everything you need to know about the social wars, what do you think? Do you think it led to Rome's downfall? What was the greatest consequence of the social wars? Or did the social wars just unlock the brute force that Rome could bring to the table? Well, let me know in the comments below. I have been Wolf. Stay wonderful, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.